What's up, boys and girls? It's your host, Rafał Matuszewski, and this is another episode of Cut the Shit, Get Fit. I don't have my typical setup, so if my camera falls and then all you see is like the top of my glove box, I apologize, but you gotta make do with what you got. I gotta do some shout outs today. Number one is Dobbs Ferry in New York. Shout out to everyone in Dobbs Ferry who listens to my show. I have no clue where that is into relation of where New York City is, but shout out to everyone in the state of New York listening to my show. Number two is a city called Hamilton, all the way in New Zealand. Shout out to everyone in New Zealand listening to my show. That is super, super cool. Number three, totally forgot the city name, but it's in the state of... Oh, fuck. I am terrible. I'm drawing a blank. I'm not even going to bother. But an honorable mention for some reason. See, I remember international places, but when it comes to like any state and their cities, I just draw a blank. So the first one that pops into my head, and I think it's number 6 or 7 on the list, it's a city called Warwick in the UK. So shout out to everyone in the UK listening to my show. So today, what I want to talk about is supplements. So I think I did only one episode on supplements way back, and I want to revisit it because it's a topic that everyone has an opinion on. Everyone has their own way to supplement, their own way of doing things. So this kind of all sparked from a question I got from one of my patients on my opinion on pre-workout. Now, I think I'm going to start at that point because pre-workout, honestly, when I first started in the industry and I worked at a big box gym and everyone was doing bodybuilding shit, you name it, any brand out there, I probably took their pre-workout. And honestly, I've never really had the benefit of pre-workout. The clients that, have taken it didn't really notice a difference. But yet again, I'm one of those people that could have coffee at 10 p.m. at night and go to sleep right away. So I don't get any kind of effect from it. And there goes my phone. So, the thing that I see a lot is a lot of times people will kind of develop a tolerance to it. And I feel that a lot of times when it comes to the supplement game, and I'm going to try to grab my phone and I'm just going to hold it. Hopefully I don't get pulled over. Well, there you go. Again, everyone is an individual. So personally, in my career of 10 years of training clients, I have not seen the benefit for myself taking a pre-workout or my clients. So that being said, should you take it? Who knows? Most of the time when you look at pre-workout supplements, there's going to be at least 100 to 200 calories per scoop of whatever the crap there is. And if your primary goal is fat loss, why would you want to add a couple more 100 calories to your daily intake where you could have just eaten a little bit more? When it comes to energy, I would almost go down a more natural route. So why don't use just caffeine? if you look at the ingredients of most of these pre-workouts, that's the main ingredient. It's like 200 milligrams of caffeine. That's all you really need. When you look at all the other crap that they put in there, stuff that you can't really pronounce, that's worrisome for me, you know? A lot of times, and again, it's different in different parts of the world, but at least here in Canada and the United States, when you get into the supplement game, you don't necessarily have to go through like clinical trials of human beings in order for you to sell your product. So that being said, it's a little scary when you're reading the label and you're like, okay, I can see there's caffeine, there's some other things that I've noticed in other protein powders, there might be some like electrolytes and all that other crap, but most of it you can't even pronounce. And it's like, now you're putting something in your body that you have no clue what it is. And for me personally, I rather know what I'm putting my body through. Like, are my organs going to have a tough time filtering all this crap? Am I going to have some adverse effect to it? Or am I going to have an effect to it down the road? Is this going to destroy my gut health? Is it going to destroy the gut flora, the probiotics that are in there? Like, is it going to destroy all the bacteria in my gut that's good for me? Like, these are all the things you should be asking yourself. So, that being said, I've used more natural pre-workouts where they have things like, something like Devil's Claw, which is a plant that produces a little more energy as well. But for me, I always keep it simple. Like, just like my nutrition, just keep it simple. If you want energy before a workout, just have some freaking coffee. Like, you don't need some sugar-filled thing. And like, this is the other thing. I remember reading a great article through examine.com where they took the 5 biggest protein brands out there and wanted to test to actually see if the amount of grams of protein that they were advertising actually held true. And all 5 of these major protein brands that you can go get at any like GNC or any kind of supplement store, they all failed miserably. Like, they were usually about 5 to 7 grams off from what they were advertising. And then this is the other scary thing with the supplement industry, is that you don't actually have to have whatever you say in your supplement. You can say, yeah, I have 30 grams of protein in this protein shake brand, but you can put 20 if you really want to. Like, that's some scary shit. So, personally, I don't really take any supplements at all. Like, nothing. Like, I'll go through phases where I'll have protein shakes, but right at this moment, I'm not really feeling it. The only kind of supplements I'm taking are some natural ones that my wife told me to take based on what she's learning from school. And for those who don't know, she's in med school right now, becoming a naturopathic doctor. So things like fish oils and things like adrenal support, things like magnesium, things like a mitochondrial booster. Those are the things I'm taking right now. Again, all created from natural sources, aka naturopaths will go down a natural source, right? When you start mass producing supplements, who knows if it's coming from a good source? Who knows if it's gone through any kind of trial, right? When you look at the supplement industry on the whole, like, walk into any supplement store, there are thousands of different pre-workouts, BCAAs, there's post-workout stuff, there's electrolytes, there's so much crap out there, and there's so many other brands that compete against each other. And they don't have to go through any kind of, processing, quality control, whatever. The only time where the FDA actually looks at a supplement brand is if it causes some serious health issues. So if you look back into the 90s when hydroxycut was a huge thing that almost everyone was taking, they started having reported cases of people having seizures. And then hydroxycut kind of stepped back. They had to reformulate everything. And now they kind of came back. Like, you can still find their shit in like Walmart and any other big chain like that in the supplement section. So my whole take on supplements is like, if you're not hitting the basic needs of your nutrition, there's no point of taking supplements at this point. Especially if you can't, commit yourself to eating like 12 servings of vegetables a day and eating protein at every single meal, having good carbs and drinking at least 12 glasses of water and sleeping 8 hours every single day, then you have no business getting into supplements. Like, it's called a supplement because it's supplementing something you're not getting in. Now, if you wanted something specific of like what you should be taking, this is where I always refer out to a naturopathic doctor that has a lot of experience when it comes to prescribing supplements. And a lot of times it's like they'll hit three major things: is some sort of fish oil, some sort of magnesium, and some sort of like adrenal support. Because those are the three major things that everyone kind of lacks. And it also depends on the quality that gets put into there. But here's the other thing that most people don't think about. Most of these supplements have to go through your digestive system. And what happens if you don't actually have a healthy digestive system? Your body's not going to absorb the nutrients from the pills you're taking, the powders you're taking, you name it. It's just gonna filter through, and you might take 1/4 of the benefit. And now you're paying maybe $100 a month on supplements that you're not actually absorbing the way they should, right? And like, I've learned so much about gut health this past 3 years. Like, if your gut is not functioning the way it should, it's not uptaking any kind of nutrients from your food. So people that always feel tired, low energy, they might have some sort of gut issue. Sometimes you need to take a step back further and really hammer out the fundamentals on gut health, because everything that you ingest with your mouth has to go through a whole process in order to absorb the proteins, the carbs, the fats, the minerals out of every single food that we eat in order for our bodies to function. But if you don't feel like you're at your optimal level of performance, then how are you supposed to support your goals of fat loss and weight loss, or even muscle gain, if you can't even simply absorb the food that you're eating? And now you're layering on top supplements that you're paying pretty high dollar for. You're not really getting the benefit. So it all starts with the fundamentals, not only when it comes to exercise, but also when it comes to eating and having good gut health. Like a book that I read probably 2 years ago that was super eye-opening, but also made real simple sense, is the Mind-Gut Health Connection. And I highly recommend reading that to understand where I'm coming from when it comes to should you take supplements or not. I could go on and on about the benefits of protein powder and creatine and all those things, but they don't mean anything to anyone unless their gut is at 100% to be able to absorb those supplements to give you the benefit. So, long story short, supplements have their role. Supplements can help a lot when it comes to your health, but if you don't have a gut that can actually absorb it, there's no point, right? So a lot of times people, this happens in my industry a lot, people look at steps like 17, 18, 19 before mastering like steps 1 through 5. They always do this, like I'll get questions where clients ask me like, oh, how many grams of sugar should I be eating per day? And I'm like, bro, you don't even eat vegetables. Why are you thinking about that? You know what I mean? Like, that's equivalent to you like, all right, so when I make $1 million, what should I invest with it? It's like, how about you pay off your credit card debt first before you start thinking about investing money you don't have? That's literally the best analogy I can give you in this point. When people start worrying about nutritional steps that they don't actually need to worry about, like, it makes no sense to me. Like, this whole fat loss and nutrition thing, people go beyond what they're supposed to all the time, when really it's like the basics. Always go back to the basics. I can't stress that enough, right? Like, I would not try to start investing $1 million when really I should start putting $100 a month away in my bank account. Like, simple things like that. So I'm going to end it there. Thank you for listening to me ramble about supplements and all that fun stuff. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Hit the show notes. Add me on Facebook. Till next time, you guys.